Hello and welcome to the 98th episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So let's see, maybe about 2 weeks since my last update. That's actually doing pretty good for me for this year, anyways. Oh, there's my mouse. Sorry, I was looking for it last night. I couldn't find it. I had to go steal one off my grandfather's computer, and then afterwards, big mess. Never mind that. Found what I was looking for yesterday. So, today I don't have any FOs today. I have a whip. I have a new cast on. Sorry, I'm looking down at my phone. I have some stash acquisitions. Yeah, that's generally everything. So, let's start with my works in progress. So, the first thing I'm going to do is show off my aunt's sweater. And I'm just telling you from now, it looks exactly the same as it did last week. I did nothing new. I didn't add a single stitch. Didn't do anything like that. All I did was watch my mother constantly sit on it when she would come into my room and prayed for the best and hope the project survived. The project is still there. Although now I have to detangle some mohair. Oh, this is not going to be fun. And neither is it really going to be fun to sit down there and watch me detangle it. But it's at the exact same point. Did I even move down? I didn't even move the stitch marker. That's what, like, I haven't done anything. That's where the stitch marker was last week, and I didn't move it down when I was supposed to. So I'm just going to move it now so I don't forget. But I really do have to finish it because I've got other projects that are depending on this to be finished before I cast them on. You'd think that would egg me on and pressure me on to do it. Hasn't done that yet. So this is the Love Note cardigan by Tin Can Knits. Not knit for me, knit for my aunt. The colorway for the mohair is by Biche and Bouche. The colorway is called Very Light Blue. The other one is Mondim in a numbered colorway that I'll make sure I put on the screen there. So that's one project that was not touched. All right, put that there. Next, I did actually put some work into my Ririko sweater. I'm sorry, not my Ririko sweater. That's the name of the designer. It's the Olive Leaf Sweater by Ririko. There we go. So I had started this one a bit of time ago, but I actually put some good progress in it in the past couple of weeks. So, yay! Like, you can even see on, like, the sleeve detailing and all of that kind of stuff. It's actually turning out really nice. Like, I had messed up on the cabling before. But the thing is, now that I look on it, even on screen, it's barely noticeable. So, hold on. Let me see if I can figure out the front and back from this. Okay, that's a sleeve. So, I don't remember which side is the front and which side is the back. But, yay, that's how much I've done. I haven't separated for the sleeves, although I am close to doing so. Last time you had seen it, I just finished the first set of short row shaping for the back, and then that's how much I did. And considering there's cabling, and I went and I did this while I was on break at work, I did it before work and all that kind of stuff, I think I made a really, really good progress for this one. So the yarn that I'm using, I didn't write it down. I only have one ball with me. The other ones are over there. I'll make sure I put the name of it underneath there. I think it's Riverside Yarns, and I can't remember what the colorway is. It might be something to do with pebbles, because that's what it makes me think of, but I am not sure. The bag that this one is currently housed in, this one is from Knitter's Nook. I remember. This is one of her, I think her medium-sized bag with the Paris thing. Okay. My next work in progress is my, I'm still not going to try and pronounce the actual name of this thing because I cannot pronounce it, but she did have it translated as Intertwined Socks by Tina Koo. I made a good amount of progress on this, I think. Not too much, but I made a good amount of progress. The yarn is from Cozy Posy in the colorway Jasper. It is a cashmerino. It's on her fancy base. I'm not even certain what that is. I don't think it's that important. It's probably just an extra stitch marker. I was in the bag. So here is where so last time you had seen me was there, which was right before I started the heel. So I finished the heel. I did a fish lips kiss heel, and then I did a bit of the foot. So that is the beautiful cable work. I love it. It's so simple. yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to to finishing this sock. There's another pattern that she did that I cannot remember. It starts with a V. If I can remember, I'll try and put a picture in it. And I remember I saw it and I could not figure out for the life of me how she did it. And it was on my list of socks to knit for the longest time. In designer, I discovered that when I was looking up for this one. And I never got to it. I think I'm going to get to it. It's like, it was really, really cool. So, let's put this one back in here. Okay. All right. All right, next one. Oh no, that's everything for my works in progress. Now let's get into the other thing that was taking up a lot of my time. Remember how I said I wanted to do the bits and bob blanket? I started the bits and bobs blanket because apparently I needed more torch in my life. I needed something to do with more of my mini skeins other than just, using it for my sock blanket. So I cast this on. Hold on. Maybe about less than a week ago, and this is what I've done so far. I think I cast on 181 stitches, although I may have lost 2. I'm not exactly certain. So this is where I started from. And I just switched to my second color, maybe a couple of days ago. Yep, it was Thursday because I was at work. That was the last time I had been at work. So that's this. I love it. It looks so nice. It's so cozy. So the main color that I'm using, because it's 2 strands twisted together you're supposed to use. This one is Mondim, Retrosaria Mondim, and I would just call it undyed white colorway. All of their colorways have numbers. Nobody's going to remember that. So for down here, it was a Cascade 220. No, not 220. 220 applies something else. It was a Cascade yarn. It was a sock yarn. And it was just a gray. I had used it for other stuff before. So I just decided, well, I want to start out with something neutral. So I started out with something neutral. And then I threw in, this is from Area 51 for her Christmas in July mini skein set. So this was what was there for day number 1. So I decided, well, why not? It's because I saw Dana Ray's, is it Dana Ray or Dana Renee? I don't know, on Instagram. I saw hers. I'd shown a picture of hers, or a link to hers before, and I saw it and I said, that's what I want to do with my mini skeins, because I just ended up not doing socks with it. So, because this was originally the colorway for the cuff, and then I was going to go through all of the colors for the stuff, and I just ended up not using it for socks. So, this is, yay. So, I'm starting it now. I'm definitely not doing a day 1, 2, 3, because that's going to take up way too much time, and I'm not that fast of a knitter. So, there you go. But then afterwards, I realized, I'm like, hold on a second. I might as well, I saw like a yarn cake or I don't know if you'd call it a monster ball or a mini, I don't know. Either way, I took all of the rest of the mini skeins that I had for that, and I got to be surprised each and every time. It's like, ooh, this is day 3. Oh, this is day 14 or whatever. So I just made myself a massive cake of all of the mini skeins that I had left. So this is technically day 2 through 12, because it was 12 days for this one. And I just made a massive cake, which is 300 grams worth of yarn. Yo, I think I got my money's value out of this, because that's like, hold on, 3 pairs of socks, technically speaking, and you still have a lot left over. And I'm pretty certain I got a really good deal for that. So after I finish with this colorway, I'm basically just going to magic knot the last piece onto here and just keep going until whenever this is done. If I get more mini skeins and the blanket's not big enough, I guess I'll just add to it. Yeah. So yay for those things. I guess we'll go on to stash enhancements. I've got 2 things. So I'll start with this one. So when I cast on for the or when I was fully planning on casting on for the Bits and Bobs blanket by Kay from the Bakery Bears. I can't remember her name, but I started looking around my house looking for like the right size needle and all that kind of stuff. And I was planning on going to a store to go buy it, and luckily I ended up finding the right size at home. I actually did have it when I was looking for it, which reminds me, I had used Leakin needles in a size 6 US. I think is what I'm using for my Bits and Bobs blanket. So I decided, oh, I should get some more mini skeins. So I've been scouring Instagrams looking for more mini skeins, even though I say I'm not going to buy any more yarn, whatever. So I end up seeing that Leading Man Fiber Arts had a set that I just absolutely loved. I've been aware of Leading Man's Fiber Arts for at least the past 2-3 years, and I've never gotten anything from them. But I decided to this time. And hopefully the glare won't be too much. And I got a colorway scan on the Showstopper Gradient. This is Floral Spell. It's a fingering weight. Hold on. Yeah, superwash merino and nylon. So it's a 75-25 for this one. The plan is to put it into the blanket. That is the plan. We'll have to see. Now, because I'm looking at this, I'm like, I actually really like this. I'm like debating, I'm really like, this would look great like on a pair of socks. Like just have the stripes going down like the top of the sock and then have the rest in a very neutral color. I am so debating doing that. We'll have to see what happens to it. But yay, this one's done. But I love it. And I'm contemplating buying more of their mini skein sets. I love it. Even their full skein sets. I was shocked. I ordered it not Friday that passed, but the Friday before that. And it was at my house by Thursday. Was it Thursday before? Yeah, Thursday before I left to go to work. It was at my house. I'm just like, oh, wow, that was kind of fast. Okay, fine. So I got that. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I would love to put it in my blanket. Or maybe what I should do, contemplating, not really serious. Have a start a pair of scrappy socks in a neutral color. Switch over, do like maybe like 4 or 5 rows of each color on a pair of socks. And then put the rest of that in the blanket. That's a possibility. Haven't fully decided. We'll have to see. So my other project, my other slash enhancement was for a specific project. That's what I'm trying to do a little bit better. If I'm going to be buying yarn, it needs to be for a specific project. Because if it's just for socks, honestly, I have enough yarn just to make socks out of. With the exception of when my mind is like really concentrating on a specific type of color and I don't have it. Otherwise, I could just go stash shopping for that. So on Monday, I made a trip to the knitting loft. I had said last week that I needed to hurry up and get there before they had to close down the store to do their grand reopening. So I went and I picked up my yarn for my rose cardigan. I was not able to get Maria's help because she was really busy in the office, but I got Rebecca's help and she was just awesome. Really, really helped me figure it out. Like, first problem with this, with my planning, I didn't actually look at the weight that the pattern called for the rose cardigan. It calls for a sport weight. My mind was always just thinking, fingering weight, you need fingering weight. Hence the reason I said I wanted to do the Cozy Posy. They don't have Cozy Posy and sports weight at that store. I don't know if Cozy Posy, if the dyer does that on a regular basis or not. I just realized I did not think of that. So she suggested the walk line, which was like right above it. But everything that they have there is very solid. But then she also told me that Maria still used the fingering weight yarn for it. I'm like, yeah, I was pretty certain that she did. But then she ended up, so I said, okay. But the thing is, the other problem with the Cozy Posy was, despite the fact that I wanted it, there's some colors that need 2 or, is it 2 or 3? Sorry, I just have to look at my bag to see. Yeah, there's some colors that need 2, some that need 3, and 2 that need 1, I think, colorways. There was not enough of it. Yo, it's selling out at the store, so I gotta wait for another shipment. So I said, okay, here's what I'll do. So she suggested if I still really, really wanted to do it in the fingering weight, I could try the Walk collection, which was right above the Cozy Posy, and then above that they had the fingering weight one. I said, okay, yeah, I'd like to do that, because they had the fingering. Sorry, I feel like I'm repeating myself. They had the fingering, and in the sport, everything was a solid color, which was not what I wanted for this. I wanted to use a lot of variegated that can blend together because it's a fade for the sweater. So what ended up happening, Rebecca was like, okay. She had this look on her face like, I can do this. let me just work on this. So she pulled out a few, like a few of the colors. Okay, yeah. And then afterwards, she basically had me go through and, in a sense, edit what she had picked out to get to what I want. I finished buying my yarn, or picking out my yarn, within 15 minutes. I was so surprised. So let me show you what I got. And the thing I also realized is I still haven't actually bought the pattern, but I will. Don't worry about that. So we'll go with, I'm only going to pull out 4 of the skeins, for one for each individual color. So this one is Walk in the Cottage Merino. It's 100, for all of these, they're 100% superwash. The colorway for this one is called Secret. Sorry, I kept looking at it and looking at the wrong spot. So this is Secret. Put that there. I'm not necessarily pulling these out in any order. This one is Art Nouveau. This one is Dried Roses. I think this is the last one, colorway white. And then this one is Blush. Yep, I believe that says Blush right there. I think that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double checking to make sure I'm not missing out on any of the colors. Art Nouveau. Got that. This is Art Nouveau. This is Secret. Okay, yeah, I got all the colors. Let me just put that off to the side. I love these colors. Sorry, I got to open up my phone because I specifically took a picture of it so that I can do the proper order as to what I saw in the store and what I wanted. No. There we go. Maybe I should have done a better picture. You were at the end. You were there. Oh, did I inadvertently put it in the right order? Bonus. Okay. So I inadvertently did put it in the right order. So it's going to fade from this color, from the Blush to Dried Roses to Art Nouveau, darn, my hands are small, into Secret. So this is going to be the color of the fade. I think they're going to go together quite nicely. If I rotate, like, you could see, like, there are hints of all of the colors within it, so it will go over nicely. So let me just give you, just because I can, close-ups of the colors, because I realized the way I showed it, you wouldn't have been able to see anything. So again, this one is Blush. Dried Roses. Art Nouveau. And Secret. Okay, so what's next? I'm gonna put these back in the bag because I don't need them. What's next for these is I actually need to buy the pattern. I thought I had before, but apparently I had not. So I need to buy the pattern, get my needles ready, take my yarn, and Maria, if you're watching this, October 1st is my start date. That's what I want to do. We had discussed it when, itchy nose. We had discussed it when we were in the store, but it was briefly, and I was still kind of debating because I thought I'd finish something else in time. But yeah, October 1st is what I'm going to cast this thing on. I'd like to get it done, hopefully before the, by U.S. Thanksgiving-ish. No reason, just because that's for Knitty Natty's having a what was it? A garment knit-along, or yeah. So Knitty Natty is having a fall garment knit-along, so when fall is finished, that's when the knit-along is supposed to be finished. But the thing is, it really doesn't matter since I'm not entering anything in for prizes, so... Ooh, glasses look a little bit crooked, and I just noticed that. I don't think it really matters what I do for that. It's just gonna say whatever. So yeah, so that's the end of when her knit-along is, but the date doesn't really matter. So since I'm not really participating, it's just more like giving myself a timeline. So what I need to do in order to accomplish this is hurry up and finish my aunt's sweater and get it off the needles. Get my, what's it called again? get my olive leaf sweater past the sleeves. Sorry. Get my olive leaf sweater past the splitting of the sleeves, so that just leaves me with just knitting in the red until whenever I need to start putting in the hem. It should make it real easy, and so I'll be doing that and my olive leaf sweater and my rose cardigan at the same time. I'm looking forward to really working on the rose cardigan because I know the construction is going to be different. It's going to be interesting because I've never really done a side to side construction and actually finished it. But considering I don't really do many sweaters or cardigans, that's not that not that amazing. So I would really like to get that done. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's everything else that's knitting related at all. It's just stuff that I'm waiting for to come in the mail that I ordered. Yeah, some of them I don't expect to get them until like November because they're pre-orders for Advent stuff. So I signed up for the Cozy Knitter Advent socks. Area 51 has 2 going on for Christmas. I believe that there are still spots available for that one and one for Halloween. I don't remember if that was a mini skein one or not, but I just like the color. I think she showed the colors of it, and I decided I wanted to do it. And then the last one is a Sweet Georgia one, which it was a mini skein. It's a mini skein ones in I'm getting the winter, but she also has a warm one. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm waiting for that one to come as well. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Life-wise, niece is still there. She's still doing okay. Family's doing fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than, we're not really getting a chance to go out and see people like we usually do. But, oh no, hold on. Last weekend, we made a trip to go see, a couple of people from our church that we don't get to see on a regular basis. One of them is, Sister Lewis. She turned 102 in August. We decided that we were going to make a trip to go see her in Hamilton. She has a huge bay window at her house. So what she did, I love the setup of this between her and her daughter. She came out to the chair in front of the window, opened up the window, picked up the phone, tapped the phone, and said, "Call me that way." So, because at 102, you got to start worrying about her health and with this whole, COVID thing. So we called her and we talked to her that way. She got to see my niece, and because we don't know when she's going to be able to get a chance to see her. Like, at the rate things are going, it might be 5 before anybody gets seen. So she got to see her that way. It was a really nice visit. And after that, we went to go visit another lady from our church who really encouraged my love of knitting when I picked it back up again. She's honestly, she's like a second grandma. She's so sweet. So we got to see her. She got to see the baby. She was so ecstatic. Yeah. And then my sister-in-law asked my brother, "Can we get a dog?" when we saw the lady's, her name is Sister Roy, her daughter's dog. Oh, the dog's name is Foxy. Foxy is such a beautiful, sweet, sweet dog. Very, very protective, but just an absolute sweetheart. Yeah, my brother's never been a fan of dogs, so that kind of made it funny. But yeah, we went and saw them, and then we basically turned the car around. My mom went to go drop off some stuff because she picked up some stuff for them in Toronto and went to go drop it off there. And then we came back home. So it was nice to get to go see them because I have not seen them since like March. And that's just for Sister Roy. For Sister Lewis, it's been even longer than that. So it was nice to get to see them. That's pretty much everything that I can think of. Oh no, we stopped at somebody's house to go pick up a rocking chair. Yes, that's what it is. And, sorry. And then suffice to say, the rocking chair was supposed to be for my sister-in-law and the baby, as she feeds the baby. Yeah, my brother's pretty much taken that chair over and he's determined it is now his chair, his and the baby's. Absolutely hilarious. So he'll just see him sitting down there with the baby rocking back and forth. It's absolutely adorable. But yeah, so that is, I believe, everything. I got everything that I want to talk about done. I got to move my stitch markers. I'm probably going to spend a good part of the afternoon working on my bits and blobs blanket. I'm enjoying working on it very much. Um, I'm trying to figure out, I need to map out my time to see how I'm going to get everything done that I need to get done in the next week or so. Maybe I'll just save it for next week. It all depends on my work schedule. Because right now at work, it's become to the point that it's really, really busy. They told me this week I have to come in for 6 o'clock. I have not had to come in for 6 o'clock in the morning since before I worked at this place. I'm not looking forward to that. But when I come in at 6, I finish at 3. So it's not that bad. It's just readjusting my sleep schedule because I just came off working a bunch of night shifts and getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's more of a matter of getting my sleep schedule to something that actually, makes sense. So we'll see what happens. So that is everything. Have a good day. Thank you for spending your crafting time with me, and I hope to see you again. Oh, by the way, Diana, you watching every single one of my episodes from even though you watch them out of order, I was just amazed. Every time I looked at a comment number, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's working her way through it. Yo, girl, you are amazing. Thank you very much. All right, have a good day. Bye.